Welcome back. Today I'm playing around with a watery under the sea design. I've already prepped my nail. I've also buffed the edges and the area near the cuticle to have a more seamless blend. And I'm gonna start by just applying this jelly blue color on all my nails. This is gonna act as a nice base. I'm not gonna apply a base coat or anything on this because these colors tend to stick pretty well. And I want this to look three-dimensional, glossy. I'm kind of going for an aquarium style look. So I'm okay with there being some translucency, but one thing I want to do is have a lot of gel layers, and you'll be able to see how I build depth in this design. You kind of want to avoid getting it on your skin, so you notice here it's not on my skin, it's on the tip, and there's a little bit of space between the tip and the cuticle. Now one thing I'm trying to decide is, do I like this one coat translucent look? And to be honest, I kind of think I do. And I'm gonna start creating my molds, which I'm super excited to play with these. It's basically like these resin molds, but I'm gonna use them for gel to create some designs. I have a few things in mind, and one thing I really like about these, by the way, is you can see how that it's clear on the back side. So I think I'll be able to cure it on both sides. For these fish, I have an idea of having a sort of yin and yang moment. So I want to do a black one and a white one. This is the black that I use, by the way. It's kind of like a one coat black. I really love it. I've been meaning to get more gel polish colors from this brand. I really want to make sure that I fill out the space. And I'm gonna do the same with the white. This is actually quite a big mold, so I want to make sure that I have enough space on my nail for it, and I think most likely these two are gonna go on my thumb. I'm gonna take this tool, which is actually like a stamping, scraping tool, but I use it for just about everything. Sometimes when I'm focusing, I end up pulling something closer to me and it doesn't end up being in the actual view. I'm gonna start by curing it with this way up. I really want to get a curing lamp where I don't have to press the button. While that's curing, I'm gonna start preparing some of my other molds. I'm gonna take this pink. This is a builder gel, by the way. It's gonna show up quite thin. I'm gonna make 2 of these. Going back to this, I'm now gonna flip it over and cure the other side. And this is the bit that I'm a bit worried about. So I'm actually just gonna put it like on the paper towel because I really don't want to mess up my lamp. It looks good so far. When I put it on the towel, there's nothing underneath. And while that's curing, again, I'm gonna take these and just scrape. These are fully cured now, so I'm gonna try and take them out of the mold. I like the idea of there being a little, like maybe a holographic heart in the middle. I'm demolding this, and I'm trying to be really careful to just ease it out, especially this part here. This really looks like a weak point. Perfect. Came out in one go. Gonna grab this here. Oh, I love like this detail. I don't know if you can see. I love this detail here with the line on the fish. So I'm gonna just take a little bit with a brush, kind of just apply it where I think I want my gems to be. I know that in the center of my nail, I want like the heart, and I know that I want the 2 fish, like maybe one here, one there. I'm just gonna spread this out a little bit because I really don't want the shape of the fish to be distorted. I should have depotted this like before. Oh no, that's not dry. This is just so cute. Make sure to center that heart a little bit. And I will actually immediately put a top coat on this because I don't want any lint getting on there. This top coat levels super well, which I really like about it. Alright, let's move on to the second nail. These are the seashells that I cured earlier, and I have this idea of having like, you know, the image of like a pearl opening, but I want to make it a little bit more interesting and glossy. So what I'm gonna do is actually gonna use a chrome coat, and I'm gonna put it on my ring finger as well, since I have a chrome design for my ring finger planned out as well. Now I'm gonna apply this hard gel onto my middle finger. Pearl in the middle, and then this little one over here. And one thing I wanted to do is basically frame it a little bit with these smaller pearls off to the right hand side and the left hand side. Gotta make sure that this is actually like central, pretty even. I like it. And I'm gonna do the same thing of wrapping the gems with the top coat around them. Because of these pearls, they're not real pearls, so it's actually just like plastic with a little coating, which means that they can get scratched up and it doesn't look very good. So I'm actually just gonna like everything. Now I'm gonna start on my ring finger and I'm gonna start making this. I'm sure you've seen it before. It's like a mermaid 3D design. I'm taking this iridescent gel and I'm gonna put it over the chrome on the ring finger. And the reason is, first off, I like this iridescent effect. I think it's gonna look really cool with the 3D effect on top. And second reason is that I'm probably going to make mistakes. I can wipe it off without removing the chrome. I'm gonna draw lines with this rhinestone glue, which has quite a thick viscosity, which means that it's gonna hold its shape for a little while. And every line that I draw, I'm gonna flash cure it so that I don't give the gel time to self-level. My next nail, I'm gonna use these stickers and I'm basically going to paint over them and then take them off to kind of reveal the blue color underneath. So I'll show you now what I mean. One thing I'm gonna do as well while I do this is I want to cure some of these green lotus leaves. So I'm just gonna do the same process that I did before. So one thing I'm gonna do actually, and this is gonna look a little bit stupid, and I'm gonna explain why I'm doing it. I'm gonna take a pair of gloves and basically take off like the ends of only the 2 fingers that I actually want to airbrush on. And the reason is, even though I can just wipe off any gel that gets on my nails, like my other nails, right? Or my skin, I don't want to get gel on my skin in the first place. And so this not only stops me from making a mess on my other nails, it also just protects my skin. It means that I don't get these tiny particles of gel on my skin where I don't need it to be. And this is the airbrush I'm using. It's a very like basic portable one, which I got from Amazon. I'm gonna take some white polish and taking a little bit of acetone, just pouring it in to thin out the paint. So what happens is I press this button, air comes out but no paint, and then when I pull this nozzle, the paint will come out. I think I have to cure it like this, otherwise if I try and take the gloves off, you know, it'll get messy. And by the way, this is what the lotus flowers look like now. I'm gonna do 2 things before I take off my gloves. Number 1 is taking off these stickers. Number 2 is applying a top coat. And the reason I'm applying a top coat is because the last time I did a design with the airbrush, I noticed that the gel didn't really stick on the same way that it would if I'd used a brush, for example, to apply it. So I'm just gonna seal everything in before disturbing it, essentially. I'm going to attach this green lotus flower to this nail over here. And I'm gonna apply a super thin layer of that builder gel. I'm gonna grab this blue chain. This is one of the things I'll use for my pinky. I'm also considering using a green chain to maybe tie in the lotus flower. I'm just planning on like wrapping it around. So I'm gonna take my nail clippers and just cut it. And then I'll wrap whatever is there. And then I'm gonna take that same chain and dip it in the builder gel. I'm gonna hold on to it pretty tight. I have dropped these in builder gel before. And then kind of just get creative about how I want them to sit. Top coat and finish everything up. I initially had the idea of having a little heart charm here, but I like the way that this chain looks so much that I'm just gonna keep it like this. Just covering the whole chain for the same reason that I covered the pearls up, right? Because it can rust. Now this is unlikely to happen with me since I tend to take these nails off pretty much as soon as I do them. This might end up being a super short video because I didn't include the prep, but I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the design. And if you want to see similar designs, make sure you check out the rest of my channel.